When you stop seeing your mind as something to be fixed and start seeing it as something to be tended, the entire relationship changes. You are no longer the problem, you are the gardener. I wrote the book Gardening Your Mind with Spiritual Tools. This work did not come from a seminar or a university. It was built from the floor, from the most devastating seasons of my life. Understanding where this work came from changes how you receive it. These are not techniques from someone who had it easy. They are tools forged by my need to survive. This story unfolds in 6 stages. The first stage is the wound. The wound was the death of his only son. There was the weight of unbearable sorrow and the suffocating grip of isolation. Mourning felt impossible in that darkness. This was when the garden was most devastated with nothing growing above ground. The next stage was the floor. Thoughts of returning to addiction, isolation, and hopelessness pressed me down onto that floor. This was not a metaphorical floor, but a real one where performing wellness stopped. The soil was compacted and the weeds had won. There was no visible path forward, and this felt like the winter of the soul. The first seed was a single small act of willingness. It was not a dramatic awakening, but a quiet decision to try one thing. Willingness does not require certainty. It only requires a crack in the soil. 37 years in recovery followed, and the garden began to change season by season. Some years were drought, and some were abundance. The tools were built from practices that actually worked in my own life, tended day by day. After 16 years working in mental health services, the wound became the work. Grief, addiction, and years on the floor were composted into the richest soil for helping others. The darkest material became the framework and proof that no experience is wasted in a tended garden. Today, the system is expressed as gardening your mind with spiritual tools in a book, workbook, workshop, and online course form. This system was built from the inside out over 37 years of tending an inner garden. When participants hear the story and see the framework grow from that ground, something shifts. They stop evaluating the system intellectually and start receiving it personally. The story gives people permission to name their own wound and to see the floor is not the final destination. It says the winter is not a failure and the darkness is not the end of the garden. Authority and healing work comes from honesty about the wound and not from credentials on the wall.